I'm Andy, the Bishop of Sherwood, and I'm here with Josh Cutting.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you.
Really great to be speaking to Josh. Josh is going to be part of a partnership that we're developing to support the development of children and youth ministry across the diocese, with a little bit of a new initiative that we're just about to launch. And we're absolutely passionate about the need to pass on our faith to the next generation, and so we're really committed to working with children and young people across the diocese, all the different contexts that they're in, and giving them an opportunity to encounter the good news about Jesus, encounter the gospel, and something of the life transformation that they can experience as a result of that. And we're building on some really great work that's happened over the years, both in our churches and our schools. But now we've got an opportunity to reinvest, refocus the investment in particularly those who are working with children and young families and young people across the diocese. So we've got this opportunity to invest in some training, in some building support networks, helping people to connect together who are really passionate about this area. And we're going to do that through using learning communities and through this partnership with Rebuild. So grateful that Josh has come to say a little bit about that today. So Josh, what's the vision for Rebuild and what's the story been up to this point?
Yeah, well, it's a privilege to be here, and I absolutely love answering that question because it is just in me. It's like in my heart. And a number of years ago, God put on a few of our hearts to look for the missing generation to become the rebuilding generation. That 0 to 30s category for a number of years, as we know, has been declining in our churches. And God said, no, we don't want this. Let's go for something different. So we said yes to that call, and it was kind of based around this heart behind Isaiah 58:12 that says, your people will rebuild the ancient ruins, will raise up old age foundations, will repair streets with dwellings and broken walls. Like that picture of building on what's already gone before, that generation before that were confident in the gospel. What would it look like to see 0 to 30s really confident in the gospel and making disciples? That's what we committed ourselves to, and that's what Rebuild is about. So we do that in a number of ways. We're seeking to support churches and ministries by training, by coaching, by resourcing, by partnering with them to basically see that happen. To what would it look like if those generations and those age groups of children and young people said, do you know what? I want to see my friends following Jesus. I want to see my community transformed. And that's what we'd love to see, that picture of gospel transformation throughout that generation. That is what Rebuild exists for.
I mean, that's brilliant, because that obviously dovetails really well with some of the things we're hoping to see across the diocese as we refocus our investment in children and youth ministry. What's it going to mean for somebody to be part of one of these learning communities that you're going to help us run?
Yeah, so over a number of years, we've found that the best environment for getting out of someone their heart and their vision and really hearing from God is this kind of, like you've described, a learning community, which is a shared space where you bring what's currently going on, so your current reality as a team, as a ministry, and you say, well, we're here, but what is God stretching? What is the dream for us to see in our ministry and amongst our youth? What would real success look like? And then how are we going to make it happen? And we create an environment to do that. But the best thing, one of the best things that I love is when a team from across the city says to another team, oh, we did that last year, why don't you try this? Or oh, we've experienced this and this didn't work, so maybe try this. And I love that shared partnership of churches beginning to think about the unity and the kingdom of God in a city. So when you come on a learning community, initially it'll be on Zoom. And we'll create spaces where you can do that, breakout rooms. We'll have moments of inspiration. We'll have moments of praying together, moments to worship and just glorify God and refocus, moments to just for you to have fun, to be as a team, to get re-energized. And this is all to kind of create this journey over a whole year towards growing in gospel confidence in order to make disciples of those generations from 0 to 18, that those children's, youth and family groups that we're leading. And what would it look like to work together to see growth in those areas?
Brilliant, great. Well, catalyzing mission, investing in people, helping people to dream dreams, and then some of that become reality. That's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. So if you're already involved in children's work or youth ministry across the diocese, we'd love you to be a part of these learning communities, perhaps to bring a little team, commit yourself, bring a little team of people. If you're not yet involved, but this is something you're thinking you'd like to be involved with, or your church is wanting to refresh or renew children and families work or youth ministry, then we'd love you to be part of these learning communities. They're going to be happening in March and June and October. As Josh has said, the first one online, and the other two we're hoping might be able to be in person. It'll be a Friday evening and a Saturday morning, or a Saturday whole day once we can meet in person. So we'd love to invite you to join us for that. And also the other thing I just want to mention is, with this wider piece of relaunching the youth and children's ministry strategy across the diocese, we're going to have a launch evening on February the 25th. It's going to be 7:30 for about an hour or so, and anybody is welcome to join us for that. Josh will be there as well, so we'll say a little bit more about Rebuild and about what the learning communities will look like, get a bit of a taste for how it will work, but we'll also talk about this broader vision we've got for reinvesting in youth ministry and in children and young families ministry across the diocese. Thanks, Josh. It's been great to have you with us today.
Great. Good to be with you all. Thanks, Andy.